ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.
Meow, 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 meow. How you doing, mommies out there? I'm doing stand-up this year. Hopefully, COVID doesn't ruin that again. ChristinaPOnline.com. Miami Improv, February 25th through 26th. And then Tampa the next weekend, March 4th and 5th. Cap City, look, they're still trying to make that club open. Is someone screaming? What's wrong?
Sorry, I just said no cap.
No cap. Stupid.
I'm just ad-libbing you, dog.
Stupid.
Just ad-libbing you, dog.
You're wearing your purple rain sweater, and now you're feeling yourself today. He's got his purple rain. Okay, April 1st and 2nd, the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina. Stateside at the Paramount. I'm part of the Moon Tower Comedy Festival, April 13th here in Tejas. The Regent Theater, one night only in Los Angeles. I'm so stoked to go back to LA May 3rd. And then Minneapolis Tits, May 6th and 7th. And then Irvine in May. And then Atlantic City, New Jersey, the Borgata. Wilbur, Boston, Massive Huge Tits. And then Cleveland so far. Let me tell you what I did last night. I laid on my Solaire mattress that I got from Sattva, and you know what I did? I put the back up, and I did the feet up, and I did the vibrations, and I chilled out, and I had the best relaxing moment because I love every Sattva mattress I have ever owned, okay? We do the luxury firm flagship, king size. I do the Lumen Leaf for my guests to sleep on. Every guest that slept on the Lumen Leaf loves it, okay? Everything is fantastic. Look it up. SAATVA.com/the shit. Go there for $200 off your next Sattva purchase. 90-day free in-home trial, but you're not going to send it back. It's so good. Plus, they even take away your old mattress. Customer service is impeccable. And I know you're like, but Christina, there's no way for me to try it before I buy it. It doesn't matter. Do you lay down on a mattress in a store and sleep on it? No, you got to try it out. Sattva.com/the shit for $200 off your next purchase. Try it out. I'm so excited. With me is Kati Morton, my favorite.
Hi.
I just realized, it's so interesting. Nobody knows this about you, that your last name, you're actually part of the Morton Steakhouse dynasty.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh my God, my life would have been so much easier. I actually, because I went to Pepperdine with a bunch of rich kids.
Yes.
And so they were like, oh, does your family own the Hard Rock Cafe? Because that was like the Morton.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
another
awesome.
Morton family. And I was like, a Washington Farms what we own.
Could you even imagine being that famous?
Oh my God. I didn't even know what Louis Vuitton was until I was like 20 years old.
What's that movie? Strippers, hot girls, Vegas showgirls. And what does she call it? A Versace?
Oh my God. I saw on TikTok some ladies like, I got this new car. It's a Mercedes. And I was like, oh no. How can you afford a Mercedes? What's happening?
I was thinking about why I like you so much. And I think it's because of this rural.
So rural.
Yeah. I really respect it. I like that you're like, you keep it real. And I think if you guys are not familiar, I'm sorry. I've been in the house for 4 days with my children alone. I am out of my fucking mind.
You haven't spoken adult.
I haven't spoken to an adult. Put it down, Katie. Put it down. No, because I'm the mom. It's my role. I'm out of my fucking mind. And I wore my pearls. I was so excited to get the fuck out of the house.
So pretty.
Thank you for you. But I like that you keep it 100 and then you speak very plainly. And if you guys are not familiar with Kati Morton, you got to look her up on YouTube. And she's a licensed marriage family therapist. She has a book out called Traumatized. And my first one, I always say it wrong. Are you okay?
Yay. Look at you.
I finally fucking remember. Good. Traumatized. I've read this one. I've read Are You Okay? I'm telling you, if I love therapy, and I fell down her wonderful rabbit hole because of how you speak. You break things down in a way that's so easy for people to understand. And I just adore you. So check her out for all of that stuff. Now, yeah. How have you been? What's going on? Your book.
Yeah, book's good. I mean, I think my next book's going to be about eating disorders.
Yeah.
Do you ever wake up and you're like, this is what I got to do? Not now, because I need a break.
Yeah.
Writing a book is like, I've never had children, but I always think of it that way, where it's just like you toil and stress and then it's out there.
God.
And you're like, please, nobody hate it. I'm very protective.
Yeah.
And so I think I need like another year to do, and then maybe birth another one.
Yeah.
YouTube, podcast, things. That's
good. Good. But you're very valuable. I love you so much. I have so many things I'd like to talk with you about.
Yeah.
You know what I want to talk about? I just mentioned that I was in the house for 4 days with my kids alone.
That's
alone.
a lot.
We had a storm, big storm. It was fun though. We played in the snow. It was good. Now we're boiling our water because the water's contaminated.
I know. I didn't hear this. I feel so out of the loop.
Oh, you didn't get the tweet?
Oh my God.
The governor?
They text you here in Texas.
They didn't text me. I just got a tweet from my friend. They're like, hey dude, don't drink the water.
Jeez.
I was like, bitch, fuck you. Like, first of all, I don't buy it. I said, what is it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like
what could be in there?
Is it going to eat our brains or something?
It's not going to. There's no
Just give us
cholera.
diarrhea.
Yeah.
Eh.
Big whoop.
Oops.
Been to Mexico. I'm strong.
I've done that.
Been to Afghanistan.
Opened my mouth in the shower. Forgot where I was.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean.
Fuck yeah. I've had so much diarrhea. I've eaten everywhere. Every country.
Oh yeah. Ceviche that's been out too long. Bad to
Girl,
say.
get your life, okay?
Get your life. But you know what's funny? And I think about how motherhood is discussed in popular culture, and now there's it's funny, like now there's the wine mom, like the jokes are like, I'm an alcoholic mom. It's like cool, like me too, but I think that let's go past this. And I think there's no truth in how now it's starting to come out more, and how we talk about motherhood and raising children. And it's interesting because is it a taboo to say like, hey, I was talking to you before we started rolling. Ellis lost his first tooth, and it was probably the most fucking exciting thing I've experienced in a long time. Like watching him pull it out, and and then the tooth fairy
Remember when
came.
it wiggles?
Oh, it's so.
As a kid, I used to love doing it. My mom would be like, don't do that in front of me. But I'd be so proud. I'm like, look, another one.
Yeah. And then that ripping sensation, you're like, oh man.
And then the blood and the iron taste, you're like, yeah, got it.
Yeah. And to watch somebody else, not just somebody else, but the person that you created and birthed, do that. And then, in the morning, like Ellis came to snuggle with me this morning, and like the swirl of hair on his head, I would stare at that when I pushed that big ass head out of me.
Yeah, and breastfeeding, like rocking, like
yeah, and Juju, he's so snuggle, he's so in love right now with mommy. He kisses my face. There's that side, and then there's the profound suffering of motherhood. Like,
well, you're up early.
But bro, it's a 12-hour shift at least every day, and I've been alone with them for 4 days, so I'm out of my mind. And the suffering, and it's really interesting because it's an art. The art form of motherhood, I think, is to endure that, for me anyway, that bit of it without letting that suffering ruin me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how does one endure? Because that's how marriages get contaminated. Everyone says, oh, the kids ruin the marriage. Yeah, it's not the kids that ruin the marriage. It's how mom and dad handle
having children added into their relationship.
Because now it's not 2 people, it's 4 people.
Well, and you have different relationships because so there's a lot to get into. It depends on how much, but like, first of all, there is a difference between a mom like you who has like her own identity. Sans children.
That's so. You said that was Latin.
I'm fancy. I told you. Not
Sans.
You think I'm from the country, but
you're not, dude. you're educated as fuck.
I'm
homie.
a city mouse. I'm just kidding.
Bro. Sans. Yeah.
Sans children. So there's you without kids before, where you like figured out who the fuck you were.
Yeah. I was older.
Had time to kind of sort it out. And then there's people who like get married and have babies, and that's like part of their identity and like who they are. I'm a mother first, and I think when we do that, and it's who we are as a whole, and we don't know who we are without kids. Not to say that always leads to trouble, but I think that makes it difficult because then you're not a wife and you're not a friend. And when you're in the suffering zone, you can feel all alone.
Well, I would argue that I see what you're saying, and I agree with you. Yes, but is it in fact, would it have been easier had I not had an identity outside of motherhood in some regards? Because then now
there's not as much of a battle royale.
Yeah, there's not, because there's so much
Christinas.
Yeah, there's that's right. There's more torture actually, because then I like
when you have a career And then you're like, well, fuck, I have a career. I'm not spending so much time with my kids. Wah.
It's a lot of fights. So
It's a lot.
So what's the secret to, because I am lucky in that I make my own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to spend 4 days with my kids, I do. If I want to go work, I work. I'm very lucky this way, blessed this way. So then what about the women that don't? And like, you feel trapped. You feel resentful. The suffering is what can take you down.
Yeah.
And how do you fight the fight? Like to be nice to your husband and to be nice to people and like put on makeup today and fucking shower. And it's a Herculean effort. Like I find myself some days being like, all right, get out of this headspace. What are we going to do, guys? I rally. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, let's put on some music, guys. We're gonna bake cookies. Woohoo! Like that's the bit.
But that's how you are, though. That's also your personality a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, shit's bad. We'll get it together. We got this.
Shit ain't taking me down.
Nope. Not today,
fuckers.
Satan.
Yeah,
nope.
that's what I say. I literally say it. But I say not today, Jesus. And I don't think that's right.
It can go either way.
Yeah. It's Satan. You're right. Because I said it out loud yesterday and my kids were just like, just annoying the shit. And I was like, not today, Jesus. But you're right. It's Satan.
Both can cause you trouble. I mean, it's up to you. But
yeah,
I mean, in some ways it could have been easier if you didn't know who you were ahead of time, but it's hard either way. Being a parent raising children
it's all
is
fucked.
Fucking difficult.
It's all fucked.
And I think my best advice to anybody going through any kind of suffering, talk about it. And if you can, get some time off from it. So I know not everybody can have a nanny full time, but you can call your mother-in-law or your mom or your sister or your friend and be like, hey, can you watch the kids for like 3 hours? I just need
weeks. I need to go to Europe.
Bye. I'm going to go to the grocery store and never come back. No. No. Fuck. But just like
3
taking
hours.
some breaks.
Yeah. Breaks
so that you
are
can like
essential.
shower on your own or shit on your own.
Yeah.
If you want to go get a massage, if you can, or even just go for a walk, something. Not being mom, not being on. I think that's helpful.
Not
and
being on duty.
Yeah.
Because I think like with anything, and like you've studied for hours and hours to become a therapist, and like when you're in something and you're, at least me, I get fully like, you're in that world.
Yeah.
So you're like mom mode, you must, like when I I was so thankful to come here today and get out of that bubble and into a different space and forget about the kids. Dude, forget about them. So when you're saying like take those breaks, go take that break, bitch, and don't even fucking think about your kids. And don't talk about those motherfuckers either.
No, let it be separate.
Yeah. And then you'll miss them again.
Then you do miss them.
Oh,
and
I
that's
miss
the
them all
nice
the
thing.
time.
Then you get to come back and, and
Snuggles.
they're just so cute.
Yeah, so
But
cute.
you can't enjoy that if you don't get the breaks. You know what I mean?
Yes. And so we brought up an interesting point because I also have friends who had children very young.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're my age and they're like, I don't know who I am. I get that. So then what do you suggest for the woman listening who maybe has had children young and they're going through this identity crisis?
Be curious. I think for some reason there's this judgment around like, oh, I'm old and I'm supposed to know who I am.
Yeah, it's weird.
Nobody knows who they are ever. We're all figuring it out. We have some idea of certain things, but every week try something new. I don't care if that something new is like food that you normally wouldn't eat. You're like, I don't know if I like Thai food. Try it. Do you? I don't know. If you don't, you don't. It's okay. Try a new activity. My mom, I remember when my dad died, I know it's like a different transition, but same kind of thing. Now I'm not married. What do I do? She told me that what she'd said to herself, she's like, I'm not going to say no if someone invites me to something.
Oh, that's a great
for the
idea.
first year. And so do that. Someone invites you. My kid has a soccer, whatever. They don't even know which way they're going. Whatever. But I'm going to go. I'm going to get out of the house. I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to talk to people.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I think saying yes to new things, putting yourself out there a little bit, like something that I used to do in my early 20s is like, I would just go to like a bar/restaurant and just sit at the bar and like have some snacks, maybe a glass of wine. And just, if people talk to me, I'd talk to them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I lived by myself at the time, which was amazing, by the way.
That's the
I'm like,
best.
oh my
Do that
God.
once in your life if you can.
If you can.
I know.
Oh,
I did too before I got with Tom.
I just want to remember for a second. So
I know.
good.
Hold on. Here's the best part: coming home and not
And
having to make
nothing was moved
chit-chat.
or dirty,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
didn't have to talk to anybody. Yeah. Oh, so good. So yeah. So then I would go out and engage when I wanted to.
You know what I like best about living alone? Okay, I
Tell
had
me
this
about it, yeah.
ritual. God, I fucking love this. I would go to Trader Joe.
Oh,
because I was,
I love Trader Joe's.
Sebastian broke as a joke.
Yeah.
I would get the Italian chopped salad.
Oh, I know that. I've had that.
Of course.
Yes.
It's a classic. A jar of cornichons.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love their cornichons.
I
So
know.
vinegary.
And prosciutto.
Oh,
And
they're
then
so bougie.
Yeah, and then those OK mock
yeah.
crackers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
They're really, really, they're so Eastern European.
yes, I love it. It's very it's like unfriendly. The seeds
It's
get
like
stuck.
cardboardy.
Yeah, it sucks.
But like
it hurts to eat.
But you just know it's good for you. You're like, this is why I poop regularly.
Yeah, and I would watch old episodes of Beverly Hills 90210.
see Sex and the City.
And Sex and the City. Yeah, and I had the DVDs
Yeah,
back then.
me too. DVDs.
Good times.
Such
And I
good
would
times.
sit on my couch looking like dog shit and just eat like a savage. Just sit
totally.
there and just like fart. Well, I still do that too, but
But with more reckless abandon.
yeah, just like who's gonna see me?
Yeah, right?
Ain't nobody gonna see me.
I know. And MySpace was MySpace. Like nobody came in and like messed it up.
See, I'm not so worried about that.
That's because you're not clean. Like
Yeah.
that. Like,
True. She knows me.
like if we
You're
were
starting to
roommates,
know
I'd be
me.
like, you keep your stuff on your
Yeah.
side, I'll keep my stuff on my side.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a stuff worrier.
Mm-mm. See, I am because I'm that person.
You're clean.
Yeah.
Now, Tom, one time we were at lunch and I opened my wallet and it was just chaos because Katie's like, oh, that's chaos. That's what you said. You're like, that is chaos. I was like, I travel. I transfer my
You had your
driver's
little
license.
wallet inside
Yeah,
there.
I transfer it. I just transfer it. I swear I'm not this chaotic. But it's true. It's true because I don't give a shit. Like I don't. And that is one of the benefits of being a boy mom in my temperament.
Yes.
Is I don't care.
But my friends
don't
that are like
fucking
me
care.
that have kids are like constantly. I was like, "What do you do?" She's like, "I just clean them all the time." And I was like, "That's exhausting."
Literally yesterday, Julian wore his pajama pants with chocolate stains on them all fucking day. Because I'm like, I'm not changing your pants, dude.
And if you're not going anywhere, who cares?
I'm not going anywhere,
Whatever.
bro. Spaghetti sauce on his face. I'm like, you're fine.
Yeah,
It's good.
you're good.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So back to what we were talking about though. Yeah, it's interesting trying new things because now in my middle age, I'm so fucking bored of everything I've ever known, and now I'm taking an online painting class, and I'm
That's cool.
I'm so chuffed, as they say.
Ooh,
It's a
so
British
chuff-
word.
It is a British word. My audience has been trying to teach me funny British words, and I fail. They're like, "What do you think this means?" Always wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did you?
I don't even remember. And the accents, like even just reading the words, I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, but let me get this.
Okay, we'll go.
We get hung up on. I'm gonna write it down. I'm sorry, I'm so spacey.
No, you're fine.
I've been reading The Telegraph, which is an English newspaper, because I want to see if they're as crazy as we are with this cancel culture and where they are.
Are they?
In Western culture? No. And also because the level of their language.
It's so much better. The highbrow. Sean and I watch the BBC News.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's that word mean?
I know. I just read an article on stupid Camilla Parker Bowles today. I had to
me
look
too.
up 3 fucking
Me
words.
too.
You did?
I've been. What? Why are they talking about her right now? I think because the
Because she's
queen
gonna be
like
the
gave her a
queen.
little nod.
Yeah.
But she's not going to be the queen. She's going to be the queen
consort.
The consort.
The consort, which is
I
really...
love that we know that it's a consort.
Listen, I am so up on all of this stuff. I live and breathe the monarchy. I love this
you're
crap.
into that stuff.
Oh, listen, I was there for the Queen's Silver Jubilee.
Oh.
Was it silver?
Are you
Was the
going to
one in the
go for
90s?
her 70th?
You better fucking believe I am.
Can we get?
I got
want to
tickets
go with
today.
you. Let's wear some hats.
July. Let's go.
Let's do it.
It's in July. They
We'll
open
get,
up the
I want to get a
palace.
fascinator thing.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And diddly do.
I've already told Tom. I said, listen, the kids and I are going to Buckingham Palace
Yeah.
for the Platinum Jubilee.
Is that okay?
I mean, she's the longest reigning
I know.
monarch.
70 years.
And she's a great queen. Let me tell you.
Okay.
She really plays the part. It's a tough gig.
I can't
It's a shit
imagine it.
gig.
Like, what was she? 24?
Yeah.
When she 26?
She took the crown. I learned how to say it. So the upper class,
You have to get the boys little ascots.
crine. You have to say it crine, and that's how you say
crown.
crown.
The crown.
The crown.
Oh, that is perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. You've
I've
got
been
it.
learning.
You've got it. Look at you.
I'm more of a Cockney accent. Okay, so
it tracks.
I'm so fucking into this. I don't know why.
I've never been into the royal family at all, which I know people are really
a
into
lot of
it.
people aren't.
But I don't, maybe because I'm an American and I'd never, my mom, like I grew up in the country, so it's not like I got like People magazine or I don't know.
Well, listen.
We didn't even have cable television.
No.
It's slim pickings over here.
This is because this is their celebrity. We have the Kardashians.
True.
They have the crying. And I'll tell you why I'm really into it now is because at least in American society, we are so uncivilized right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not like a traditionalist. I'm not a conservative person.
Me neither.
Now as I'm getting older and I'm raising kids, you're like, what's wrong with a lady who isn't a total fucking savage? Like, what's wrong with a person that lives up to what the ideal of a human is? It's supposed to elevate
what's wrong
us.
with that, really?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
It's nice to see. I mean, look, are they perfect? Obviously not. But the ideal of a human being, it's about the ideal and that having that ideal exist and having something to like, oh, that's inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah, versus right now we have nothing.
Fucking what? WAP, my wet ass pussy song. And everything's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gone all the way to the other side. And
I mean,
we don't need to be like
rude.
Yeah, but still, we should. Yeah.
What's wrong with a nice lady who wears her crown, her crying, and does
her crying?
Yeah, I mean, look, good for her. She's an ideal to aspire to. So anyway, so yeah, because we do tend to pigeonhole ourselves, right? I'm not good at math. I'm not good at running. I'm not an exerciser. I am not X,
and we
Y,
tell
and Z.
ourselves it over and over and over until we believe it. Which I think is why if you're trying to discover who you are, it's good to just challenge those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've always been like, I'm not creative. You know, because
you've written books.
I know, but you put creativity up on like a pedestal that it means, I don't know, in my head it means like able to come up with these like new ideas and like create like an artist kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're creative,
mm-hmm.
but I'm always like, I'm not. I'm more like, I'm a book, like A to B to C books.
You're more pragmatic.
Yeah,
type.
just like not a free thinker.
You know what it is though? I found over my years of trying to be creative is that inherently you just have to listen to the voice inside of you, like that tells you what to do.
Yeah,
like just fucking say that thing. Just do that.
I'd
thing.
be canceled.
Right. Oh fuck! Don't even get me talking on that one.
Oh my! Because sometimes
don't even get me fired up.
People are stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot of dum dums out there.
So many.
Fucking Gen.
I love when
Zers.
people try to like school you on like what's PC now. I'm just exhausted. Like immediately. Do you know what I mean? They're like,
yeah.
You know what? You probably shouldn't have said it that way. And I'm like, clearly people.
Who's telling you that?
Oh, audience members. I mean,
saying what way? You're giving advice to somebody and then you get.
It could be anything from a certain term that I use that they're like, that's antiquated. Like, what was the word I've used? This is a person that I love when people leave comments on Instagram that don't even follow you. And I'm like, you just go around the internet leaving, like dropping shit bombs thinking you're better. Shut up. They've said that I said, oh, people suffered with something like a mental illness. And they were like, suffering is such a, what's the word they use? If you're not neurodivergent, you're neuro something. Like
neuronormal, but you can't say normal now.
No. But
typical.
I was neurotypical. It's such a neurotypical. I'm like,
they're just finding the fault.
Of course, one of my viewers was like, hey, I don't know about you, but I do suffer from depression. Like, have you been depressed? It fucking sucks, dude. I don't know and I'm just like, if you want to be mad about something, that's fine. But be mad about the real thing. Because I'm pretty sure it's not me saying you suffered from depression.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's a lot of displaced anger. Mm-hmm. It's like
the pandemic has really like made that happen.
Yeah, and they'll find something to get you on. It's not even about being morally correct or the right side of things. I find that that's the last thing people are really concerned about.
Yeah, they're like, I think we might die or we might go to war or I don't know. The world's on fire. Things are crazy.
Well, and also like if you're really this into neurodivergent people and that's the cross you're going to die on, well, what are you doing for those folks? Are you hiring them?
Yeah.
Are you helping? Are you volunteering?
Yeah.
Are you making those people's lives better?
Yeah. Are you creating a YouTube channel where you talk about the ways that it feels? I don't know. Maybe get on that. Spend less time commenting.
Right.
I don't know.
But I think that's what upsets me so much is the predominant culture of pointing out other people's flaws, but it's like, yeah, everyone's got them.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, on any given day, I say a million dumb things. We all know.
Everybody does, but we should.
It's my job. It's what I do best. I'm a fucking idiot. Duh.
But you're very funny.
Thank you. But on the other hand, I'd like to think that I'm helping people, bringing them joy. That's the job.
And especially right now, that's what we need is a good laugh.
Yeah, but you can find stuff wrong with anybody. It's a depressing.
Well, there's
time.
always those wet blankets.
Wet blankets.
People just want to.
They want to make caca all over your fun.
Always rain on your parade.
Haters. They're called haters. We used to call them haters.
But the
Haters
thing
gonna
that's
hate.
sad is that they just live in that space all the time.
Yes. Yeah,
and so I'm
yeah.
just always like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Because here's the deal, man. I have a feeling all these commenters I know, if I met with them for coffee and been like, what's going on?
oh yeah, there'd be
What's
a horrible
going
thing
on?
going on.
Yeah. Why are you bummed out? Do you feel stuck?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sad?
Yeah.
What's going on? Let's talk about. I want to help people.
Well, sometimes I'll comment back and I'll say, sorry you're having a shitty day.
Yeah,
And they'll be
yeah.
like, thanks, I really am.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
so
not
it's
about you.
no. And that's the thing that I've learned as I've gotten older. And I mean, it took me way longer than it probably should, is that it's not about me. Like we're so
No.
egocentric. We're like, she's being cold because I must have done something. And then I'm
Yeah.
like going through a Rolodex, like, what could I have said or done? Oh my God. I'm like, it's exhausting. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is how much of a relationship are we really having with anybody?
It's mainly with ourselves.
That's fucking exhausting.
It is. It is exhausting.
Right, even with kids, you go, well, they're making me suffer. No, they're not. They're just being themselves, and
Yep.
I'm overworked, overwhelmed. I'm
Not
over
sleeping
it.
enough.
Yeah.
Not taking care of myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not them.
No.
It's me. And so, what am I gonna do?
Mhm.
And I think that's what bothers me about the culture today. It's really good to understand people and where they're coming from and to be sensitive. Now what? What are you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing
What's
is
your
the personal
responsibility?
responsibility.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to take ownership over their own upset.
Yeah.
It's this weird, like, instead of the way I was raised or even like in my own therapy where it's like, see, my therapist used to say this, that the word overreaction isn't like helpful. People use it as a weapon, but overreaction is actually just an indicator of something else going on.
Like
right?
it's a deeper wound.
Yes. Why is this causing this?
God, I know.
It doesn't make any sense, right? Like my brother and I were just talking last night about we both get really hangry
Yeah.
and like completely irrational. And we were sharing our
So do
worst
I.
scenarios and like Sean and I, just so people can laugh at me, totally fair. We were at this all-inclusive resort, which I hate those kinds of things, by the way. I don't know why. It's not my style.
Yeah.
But we were there for a friend's wedding.
Tom hates them too.
Oh, see,
I love being cheap.
It's fine. I didn't know Tom
The
and I
Eastern
had this much in
European.
common.
Yeah.
We'll have to have breakfast
God, I
sometime.
know. God.
But so we were at this all-inclusive resort, which Sean and I don't do that kind of shit very often. And you have to make reservations to eat dinner.
Why? Why do I have to make it?
I'm on vacation. Fucking feed me when I want to be fed.
Yeah.
It's all inclusive.
Yeah, buffet.
Buffet. Just
What time am I going to fucking
Right?
roll up to the buffet?
So I show up at this like restaurant on the property and they're like, oh, do you have a reservation? I'm like, oh no, we can just sit at the bar. They're like, we don't have a bar. And I'm like, you don't have a bar? And I'm already hungry. And then Sean's like, well, we'll just try another one. So we go to this other one. Oh, you don't have a reservation? Same thing. And then we get in this golf cart to take us to the other side of the property, and I fucking lose my mind. Because Sean's like, well, maybe we can see if there's taco. I'm like, I don't want fucking any tacos again. I had tacos at lunch. And he's like, we'll figure it out. I think you're overreacting. I was like, you want to see overreact?
Uh-oh.
You don't even know overreact. You know?
Yeah.
My brother we're both that way. So he's like, oh my God, because he's reading my book, Traumatized. And he's like,
Yeah.
you talked about hangry, and I laughed.
Yeah.
He's like, just yesterday I yelled at people
Yeah.
because I was too hungry.
Do your friends and family look at you sideways like they know something's different but can't put their finger on it? It's happening to me all the time lately. They ask about my makeup and skincare, but they never seem to say my hair. It's looking thicker and fuller since I started using Vegamore. Vegamore is a transformative, 100% vegan and holistic approach to hair health that leverages smart botanicals, clinically proven to promote visibly thicker, fuller, longer hair. All Vegamore products are 100% vegan and cruelty-free and never contain parabens or hormones. Vegamore has something for everyone looking to improve their hair health. They help give you back healthy, beautiful-looking hair without harmful chemicals. And best of all, Vegamore has a 90-day money-back guarantee. My hair is looking thicker and fuller, and I'm getting my confidence back thanks to Vegamour. Try Vegamour risk-free for 90 days. Trust me, you're going to love them. Go to vegamour.com/WMMA and use code WMMA to save 20% on your first order. That's vegamour.com/WMMA, code WMMA to save 20% at vegamour.com/WMMA. Whether it's saving more and spending less, getting organized, or losing weight, there are a lot of worthwhile goals to set for yourself this year. At the top of my list is learning a new language with Babbel, the language learning app that's sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Not only is learning a new language a fun and engaging new hobby, you can use it while you check off traveling more from your to-do list. The whole Babbel process is addictively fun, fast, and easy. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons for real-world use. I've been learning Spanish on Babbel, and I don't have a ton of time. I do it when I'm hiding from my kids or when they're in the bath. It takes 15 minutes at a pop, and I'm learning Spanish. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code WMMA. That's BABBEL.com, code WMMA. Babbel, language for life. Do you know I read that book, French Women Don't Get Fat?
Oh yeah. Oh God, I read that too. What body hate propaganda was that?
So good, I know. I lost so much weight on that book.
It's like that skinny bitch book that swept the nation.
It's all it's just orthorexia. It's like, just don't eat anything that has any kind of fat or calories.
Eat only the things that taste terrible, and then you'll totally feel satisfied.
It's total anorexia. But so French Women Don't Get Fat. There's this great thing she talks about how she came to America and gained a bunch of weight and then went back home and the French thinned her out real quick. And she said she had what is called an en case. I don't know if I'm saying en case, in case. An in case snack. And Nadav has seen me do it. I keep almonds in my pockets and in my purse.
Like loose almonds?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Like not in a Ziploc?
No. They're just like, oh, here.
Do you find them in the dryer?
I swear to God,
like they must come out everywhere.
This isn't almonds, but my vitamins. I just put them in
Sean
my pockets.
does that too. And then you want to hear a funny story? Sean puts his vitamins in his pocket too, so he doesn't forget to take them. Yeah. And then he also is learning guitar, and he put a pick in there. And then we tried to swallow his vitamins. He almost choked himself on a guitar pick. And I'm like, what is that doing together in the same
different pockets?
He's like, I don't know. I just didn't want to forget.
but the point is, I learned that I always stash snacks in the car.
That's a good mom though too.
And in the purse, in my pockets. I got almonds everywhere. So if you're ever hungry, next time we're together,
some pocket almonds,
I got some pocket nuts for you.
Love a good old pocket nut.
Yeah, fuck. French women don't eat. That's why they don't get fat. That's the point of the book. Just don't eat.
I know. They're like,
or don't eat a lot.
Was it like leek soup or some shitty something?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I remember reading those because I specialize in eating disorder treatment. So a lot of my patients would talk about that stuff and I'd be like, what are they talking about? And so I had to buy all these like anorexia propaganda books and be like, I don't understand.
Yeah. So would you agree that is a kind of anorexia propaganda? Yeah. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like what our society already tells us, that our like body as it is isn't okay. Right? You know, like, and I know they're trying to change it a little bit, but there's the thing that still gets me is that and I know people might you send me hate. It's fine. I can deal with it. Yeah. There's like the anorexic, skinny, normal, quote unquote model that we see.
God, it looks so good.
And then there's the overweight model. And there's no like regular lady in the middle.
I know.
Which is
who
like,
wants to be regular?
But that's what we should be supporting. Like you have a little cellulite and you're like not a size 2, you're like a size 8. Like where's that lady? That's the normal lady.
That's true. That is the normal lady.
That's the lady I want to see. They're like, absolutely not.
Dog shit. Pig City. Well, here's the deal. I agree. We should be... They say normal. You should normalize that a size 8 is, quote, normal. I think on some level we all, at least growing up, listen, I grew up in the era of the supermodel. Mm-hmm. Linda Evangelista.
And Kate Moss was like...
Gorgeous.
I remember her famous quote, "Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels." Fuck that bitch.
It's my mantra.
I don't think that's
It's my
true.
mantra.
I don't think that's true.
Really? Oh, sorry.
You don't think?
Look, obviously I don't listen to the mantra.
I think you've internalized it.
I think she's right. I mean, look, I don't follow it because obviously I eat. I'm a size 8. I don't, but she looked good.
She did look good.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful ladies.
But here's the deal. Here's my thinking. Can't we just let them be superhuman and hot?
Just totally.
It's not you. Just go, look, this is not you. This is not for you.
I'm saying
You know what I
that's
mean?
fine. I think that should exist.
Yeah.
But then also in marketing materials, it should be a variety
of appearances.
Yeah, because
That's true. And then I can still prefer the skinny,
yes,
the hot.
you can always look at the hot chicks if you want, Christina. No shame.
Have you seen? I was watching The Devil Wears Prada, which is why
I love
I'm
that.
doing this
That's
look.
why all
Yeah.
of your pearls it's all coming together.
You know what I love is when Meryl Streep, when she's like, "Don't you have any slender models?" And
I know, and they're already like, you can like see through them. Yeah. Oh my God. But that's how it is, and it was for a long time.
Yeah.
I love Madewell jeans.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, first of all, they fit nicely. But on the website, you get to pick which model you want to see it
Oh,
in.
that's good.
And so there's like the girl that doesn't have any hips, like, a Kate Moss
Yeah.
kind of anorexic model. Then there's like a regular girl. Then there's like someone a little bigger, someone super tall. So you get to see how it goes on different bodies.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? Because in my mind, I see myself as the Kate Moss, even though I know I'm not.
That's
but
good,
when
though.
I shop, I'm like, it's just going to hang right off of me.
Oh
and then
my God. That's like when they're like knit hanging dress or like the satin ones.
looks like
I'm like,
shit on
oh,
me.
I'm like, that's never going to work. I need like full body Spanx to get that effect. Like, got to be like Green Man. Just like put yourself in a latex suit.
Yeah. You know what never looks good on me? Boho.
Oh,
Anything
no.
hanging,
Oh.
like
No,
these
'cause
big tits and
well,
everything.
it catches in the wrong areas.
Can't do that. You can only look that only when you're skinny and 20 years old.
Yeah, it's
I
just
just take my vitamins.
don't forget. It's important. Health first.
So women's vitamin.
Oh yeah, your multivitamin. Those things smell horrible, and they taste bad. And then
Why
you
do
burp
they-
later, and
so
you're like,
big.
so big.
Why did they have to make them so big?
Maybe they split it into 2. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Trying to cram too much shit into one pill.
Oh wait, so I read this great thing about Camilla Parker Bowles. I thought you would like
Oh
it.
yeah.
On the Telegraph. So Camilla, for those of you who aren't
she
familiar,
cheated. She's a mistress.
And did you know that her great grandmother was the mistress of the king back in the day?
So it's like in her DNA.
To be a hoe.
Just a
This Camilla is a goddamn
buttoned up British hoe.
home wrecker hoe. And can you imagine the queen now has to be like, and everybody welcome
I know. The mistress.
Camilla Parker Bowles. So here's the deal: is that Prince Charles had a hard-on for Camilla before he met Diana.
Yep.
But Camilla wasn't a virgin, and he had to marry the virgin.
Why? God,
It's
that's
just
so old fashioned.
Because yes,
Just lie. Who's gonna know?
No, but she couldn't. Everybody knew Camilla was the town
She was
tramp.
yeah.
She was
Yeah.
doling out beaches in the
Yeah.
70s. So
Fair. Good enough for her. Whatever.
But this Charles is so into her. They've been into each other for 50
forever.
years.
And they're clearly in love. And that just shows you that you can't like force the
can't.
situation. I listened to this podcast called Imagined Life.
Oh.
And there's one that's Princess Diana. You don't know who you are. So they're telling you your life story. You would love it. It's great on
Ooh.
planes because I like get lost and forget that I'm in a plane.
I like that.
But hers, Princess Diana's, you kind of know who you are pretty quickly, but you're still like shocked at the story of like how he came to see her sister, to date her sister.
Yes.
And like she just always felt like she's kind of like the ugly duckling or the smaller, I know it's beautiful.
She's
woman.
like hot for British
But
standards too.
she had a horrible body image and had eating disorder.
I know.
And tried to kill herself, all
I
this stuff.
know.
Like threw herself down the stairs when she was pregnant.
I know.
Crazy.
Who are you telling it to?
I know you know. See, I knew nothing because I don't follow any of the royal stuff at all. So I was like, whoa.
I'm fascinated by this inbred cracker family.
It's wild.
So here's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 90s, it comes out, right, that Prince Charles and Camilla are still. Do you remember the famous tampon phone call?
No.
There's, maybe because I was living in the UK at the time,
Mm-hmm.
there's a famous voicemail that Prince Charles left Camilla Parker Bowles. I love you so much. I love you so much. I would be your tampon. I worship you.
Wow.
That's how much he's into this Camilla Parker
Like
Bowles.
he wants to be into her.
In her blood. Yeah. So I
Wow.
was reading the Telegraph today, and I'm
Wow.
like, what is it about this Camilla Parker Bowles? What is it? And you know what they said about her? This is so funny. This guy writes, she's not particularly introspective. And I thought,
She has no self-awareness. She's like, I live with reckless abandon. And he's like, I want to bone that chick. That's it?
And I thought, well, is that really what a weird I wish I could be less introspective. I think that would be really great.
That would be really helpful for me.
Yeah.
A
lot of anxiety,
so much time.
neurotic.
Yeah.
So not particularly introspective. So that means that she's like a free floating,
Yeah.
whatever, it's okay.
Yeah, easygoing.
Oh.
Probably up for anything. And not even just sex stuff, but just like, you want to go on? Sure. You're like, she's not, doesn't need to plan things. Doesn't even care how people feel about her.
Wow.
Can you imagine the freedom?
Yeah.
She's probably a really good time.
I think I want to be your tampon too. I think
Let's leave her a voicemail.
Camilla, I love you to be a tampon. See, can you see if you could find the Camilla Parker Bowles, Prince Charles, I want to be your tampon is what he said. This is in the 90s, so it was so bizarre.
That is bizarre.
I mean, you gotta be really into a woman.
That's a weird thing to even think about.
The tampon, yeah.
Tampon
scandal.
gate.
Yeah, why wasn't that in The Crown? That would have been the best episode ever.
I know. I lost interest in The Crown. I watched some of it and was like, this is too slow.
It's slow. It's too slow, too dry in places.
Yeah.
But once they got into the sister, Queen Elizabeth's sister,
Then you were like, now we got some drama.
Helena Bonham Carter is outstanding. God, she goes, don't say sorry, say what? I love that. Don't say sorry, say what? Anyway, I thought she was just
What a badass.
so regal. I'm so obsessed with these regal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. And I think that's why I'm so obsessed with this.
Well, it's a totally different lifestyle. Like, I can't even imagine being in that kind of.
Debutante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I did not. I mean, I grew up on.
I would not.
We would not be accepted. We could totally be hangers on. We'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Well, because this Camilla Parker Bowles, too, like when you read her background, she was educated at the all English school of
Women's
coffee.
finishing school. Yeah.
And they're raised to be debutantes.
Yeah.
Much like Jackie Onassis was.
Yeah.
You know, everybody kisses Jackie O's ass as this big fashion. Look, she was just a rich girl.
Yeah.
Who
She had access to so much money to do whatever the fuck she wanted.
Well,
of course she looked good.
They raised her just to be a good wife.
Yeah, to look
to
good.
a rich guy.
Yep.
And that's why we need to go back to those times. Could you imagine how much easier it would be not to have to use your brain?
I know. Even just the other day, I told Sean, I was like, man, I wish you had a trust fund or something. Because I'm tired.
Tired. Bitch is tired.
I get tired.
Bitch is tired. Okay, is this the transcript of the...
Oh my God.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of scrubbed the voicemail from the internet. I couldn't really find it, but there is a transcript.
They have too much money.
Okay, may I read this? Do you want to play Camilla and I'll be Charles?
Okay. I'm not very good with the British accents, but I'll do my best.
Okay. The tape includes an exchange in which Charles said he wanted to be... Okay, here we go, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. I'll just live inside your trousers or something. It would be much easier.
What are you going to turn into? A pair of knickers? Oh, you're going to come back as a pair of knickers.
Or, God forbid, a Tampax, just my luck.
You are a complete idiot. Oh, what a wonderful idea.
Yeah. But do you see how she never invalidates his wish?
No.
It's really interesting because any normal broad would be like, oh, you're fucking nasty, dude.
Yeah, like, what the fuck does that mean? She's like, what a wonderful idea. But first she calls him an idiot just for fair,
So let's
balance.
see. Yeah. Oh, God. Let's try something. What are you going to turn into? A pair of knickers? Okay, so when does she call him? Hold on.
See,
So
you
what
are a
going to-
complete idiot at the
Going to
end.
come back. Oh, at the very end.
Mhm. Then she laughs.
Or, God forbid, a Tampax, just my luck. You're a complete idiot.
Oh,
what a wonderful idea. But she still leaves it on, aren't you brilliant? So he can say the nastiest shit to her, I want to be your tampon and be shoved on your trousers. And she still is like, you're the best. Aren't you clever,
What a
sweetie?
wonderful idea.
Yeah.
So smart.
Yeah. This is the secret to 50 years with a guy,
Yeah.
is just never invalidating and being like, oh, you're so silly.
That already
Aren't
makes
you
me feel
wonderful?
nauseous.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not correct.
Aren't you wonderful,
Oh,
darling?
you're a complete idiot, but what a wonderful idea. Oh,
He
no.
is so
Blech.
good for
And he couldn't be more unattractive.
Oh, I know.
Blech.
Ugh.
He's lucky he's rich.
His son's hot though. The older one was cuter. We
I
talked
don't-
about this
yeah,
on
yeah.
the last show. Okay, so anyway, she's not particularly Oh, look at that hot ass William. God, he was so
yeah.
good looking when he had hair.
I know he's not as attractive
Fuck.
anymore. He looks more like his dad.
Yeah, he didn't age well.
I always
They never do.
thought Harry was cuter. He was-
Really, he's
yeah.
a ginger.
I don't mind a ginger.
Mm,
He just always seemed like fun.
yeah,
like
he was
he-
reckless.
Like I was like, ooh,
Well, he's the spare, the heir and the spare.
yeah. See.
So he didn't have much to lose.
Also, I do appreciate the fact that he stood up for his wife. You know, you don't want Tom to stand up for you.
Katie, listen, I am pro monarchy.
Anti
and what you're saying,
whatever they're leaving. What's that called? I don't even know.
I'm just upset that they outed. First of all, I just think it's poor form to out your in-laws
Yeah,
in any
right away.
public.
Also, and like, how are they going to afford their life?
Well, here's the deal: that he inherited millions from his mother's trust.
Okay.
So they've inherited money, and also he'll get
I mean, they'll
deals
get
on
deals with
Netflix.
stuff,
And
yeah.
Megan, was acting. Who knows?
Yeah.
They'll get money. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about that. But yeah,
Yeah, it was so
times.
funny. One of my friends was talking about like the crazy Spotify shit going on. And I love to hear from other people and their opinions just because I'm like, I have mine and I'm curious what you think. My friend was like, nobody cares about Neil Diamond.
it's true.
It's Neil Young.
Neil
He's like, nobody cares about Neil Diamond anyway. And I was like, I didn't correct. I'm just like, I know, right? And he's like, and also, who the fuck listens to Meghan and Harry? They can just shut the fuck up. And I was like, I know.
Only Oprah Winfrey. Everybody in the free world.
Nobody cares.
No one cares.
What kind of perspective do they have? Riddle me this.
Yeah.
Is it something I
Neil
care?
Diamond. I'd be bummed if Neil Diamond left Spotify. I actually like Neil Diamond's
Yeah.
music. They're coming to America today. God, that's when music was patriotic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Bye, bye, Miss America. Bye.
I actually enjoy that about Texas. That people are just like, America.
Me too.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'm down with America, dude. Don't you dare talk shit about America.
Nope.
Don't you fucking dare. All right. I guess we should get into some official Where My Mom's At business.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to put on my snappers. Are you
Ooh.
wearing glasses yet?
No, Sean needs to. But I got LASIK when I was like 30.
Did?
Yeah, like 32.
Dang, back in the early days.
Yeah, and so I
go.
have 2015 vision still.
Damn.
I know.
You weren't all afraid of them lasers in your eyes and shit?
I'm just one of those people that I really hated contacts and glasses. It was like really cramping my style.
Contacts seem disastrous.
I mean, I don't know. You get used to them, whatever.
Oh, here's an interesting follow-up. Now, I've picked up, speaking of interesting things
Yep.
that you change over time, I discover new things every week. I started acrylic oil painting, like I said, online.
You have to
and-
share some of your photos of your work.
Oh, I certainly will.
Please.
I certainly will. And right now I'm working on a lovely barnyard
Ooh.
landscape barn.
I'll put it up in my office.
Yeah, you got it.
A Christina original.
It is shit. I am shit.
I expect nothing more.
But you know what? I don't give a fuck because I want to do something I'm not particularly good at, but that I enjoy.
They call that building mastery
Oh.
in dialectical behavior therapy or DBT. It's supposed to be really helpful and builds confidence and new sense of self. So we can
Yes.
be less impulsive, feel more. Yeah. So it's all good.
Yeah, I think also I like to work a different part of my brain.
Mhm.
It's not
It's fun to be challenged.
lingual.
Yeah.
Because I'm so wordy. I'm in my words.
Well, that's what you do. Yeah. We talk for a living.
Yeah, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I
It's like,
wanna
shut the fuck
feel
up. Just,
and-
yeah. Feel it go on. Yeah.
Yeah. I might dance next.
Ooh.
So, apropos this discussion
Mm-hmm.
of trying new things, I've also started blowing my nose in my hand.
Back to my previous statement about not being so clean.
Well,
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
no. Even I'd snot rocket outside before I'd.
no, I just go, and then
How?
I like it. And
Go to
I'm-
Redland Skate Park, pussy.
I've been doing it in front of people and really just giving into this
Then what do you
new
do?
identity.
Just go wash your hands.
Hilarious. I just wipe it on my pants. That's what pants
So you
are
just get
for.
like a big snail, just a big snotty.
Yeah.
Just got snot pants.
I grab a napkin after and then I just do this. I don't have time for these things.
Mommy, I can buy you some
I'm
Kleenex.
but then I have to have a pocket.
You already
Listen,
put your
guys, listen, F all the haters, okay? You guys are not team
you put
snot
your nuts
rocket.
in your pocket. You can put some tissues
I got
in there.
almonds in my pocket. You're right. And my vitamins. Listen, here's finally a rational person writing in. I totally get blowing your nose in your hands. Need to blow your nose? Duh. I can just do it in my hands right now. Sounds like a Pozzitsky effect. As a mom, I'm always using my hands to wipe baby boogers. Yes.
True.
And then wiping them on myself because at 5:30 a.m. getting a tissue is just too much. So really, what's the difference? I agree, lady. This is what I'm saying. I wipe asses. I wipe nose. It's like it's all over me anyways. I don't
Maybe
care.
that's it. You're like already dirty.
Hey, hold on.
It's just like the. I can't imagine.
So speaking of the PC culture, this one really gets my heart.
Okay.
I'm a first-time mom in my 30s, expecting the arrival of my son at the end of the month. Watching dramatic shows about teenagers is my guilty pleasure. I know, me too. And I just wanted to make sure you caught this week's episode of Euphoria. There was a clip when Maddie said the R word twice, and I immediately thought this would bring you great joy.
She's doing the Lord's work.
You're doing the Lord's work. I agree. It does bring me great joy to hear the R word. You know, I've been trying to find Revenge of the Nerds.
That's such a good film. Oh, such a good film.
A film, the cinema.
A
Yes,
film so cinematically
One of the-
beautiful.
arguably, in my opinion, one of the greatest comedies of all time. Revenge
Yes.
of the Nerds.
So good.
Very politically
I haven't
incorrect.
watched it in forever.
Well, I found it on YouTube.
Oh.
It's cut down into like every 2 minutes. It's so annoying, but it's so funny, and they say all kinds of crazy stuff too.
I just watched it. It was on TV
so
not too long ago.
funny.
We had like put it on our DVR just for shits and giggles. And I was like, oh my God, I even forgot how it started. Do you know what I mean? Like them going to school and like being so stoked that they're going to get like laid by some college chicks. And the dad dropping him off. I mean, he's like a bigger nerd than they are. It's so funny.
Yeah. And Booger Presley. I love Booger.
Oh, Booger. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I watched Police Academy last night too.
Oh.
And I'd been doing the rounds of 80s.
How that guy made all those noises blows my mind.
Michael
still.
Winslow.
Yeah, so talented.
So he and I had the same booking agent for my first public appearance agent.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. And so I was always behind him or Screech from Saved by the Bell. 2 weeks behind on the calendar, Michael Winslow. And everybody loved Michael Winslow.
He's so good.
Yeah, they'd be like, Michael Winslow was here. He could do all these. I'm like, yeah, this is an amazing talent, this guy. He's still doing it. I just Googled him last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
What a talent.
Talented guy.
Oh, yeah.
Good that is this vegan organic milk, Danny? Because
I know. He had to go to all those coffee shops just to get you your vegan organic shit. And I have the longest straw ever. It's like for an extra large cup.
this won't do.
Absolutely unacceptable.
So eating disorders. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. So how do you know if you've got one?
If you spend most of your brain space is taken up with thoughts of food, whether it's not eating, exercising, then yeah.
I like to think about what I'm going to eat maybe a couple hours before.
That's normal.
Oh.
Because you're starting to get hungry.
Yeah, like right now I'm like, oh, dude, lunch. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to go hard.
Because it's almost lunch, and lunch is your biggest meal.
It's my
your
biggest
favorite meal. Now that I know that, it makes so much more sense why we always meet for lunch.
Yeah. Well, and also because my kids are usually in school.
True. Makes it easier then. It's like easy time.
Nights are a disaster. I
Yeah.
got to be home putting them down.
Yeah. Well, they go to
still-
bed at what? 7:30, 8? Yeah.
7:30, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's a preoccupation with food.
Mm-hmm.
What about what about those people? I'm friends with people that are like, well, I eat only vegan, organic. Like I'm making fun of that, but yes, people that are like vegan, non-dairy, no egg, no cheese, and you're like,
Yeah.
this sounds like an eating disorder to me as well.
In a lot of ways, it can be. So some people, like I have friends that are like vegetarians because of their beliefs or whatever. And it doesn't take, like my friend Abba has been vegetarian forever and it takes zero of her brain space. She's just like, I just don't eat else, whatever else. But she's not specific. It's not like gluten-free, dairy-free. It's just like she doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
So whatever. But if you're spending most of your time thinking and planning food, it's an eating disorder. And so if all your time is about researching and reading all the ingredients,
I know.
it becomes too much. And if it's not a fully blown eating disorder, meaning it's not like completely impairing your ability to do what you need to do every day, you're in the orthorexia disordered eating space. That's like, you're moving, on the spectrum of like healthy eater to eating disorder. You're getting there.
So it sounds like an OCD almost. Is it becoming a
Kind
like
of
a preoccupation?
a little bit. Yeah. I mean, diagnostically speaking, it can't be OCD if it's better explained by an eating disorder, or it could, you know what I mean?
But it's a compulsion around
yeah
eating.
Yeah.
Like this has I can't eat. I can't only
yeah
eat.
And if you don't eat, well, then it'd still be an eating disorder. But yeah, it has the same characteristics as OCD.
Well, it's so funny because I once had a friend who was she's trying to lose weight, and she went to a hypnotherapist for it, and she's like, it's so hard because how do I have to eat every day. I can't stop
It's
doing
not like
this.
being an alcoholic, like you stop drinking and stuff. Not that that's easy either, but like I'm just saying you have to eat to survive.
Did you imply that it's easy because you're going to get a lot of comments that you weren't
I know.
sensitive
Sons of
enough.
bitches. But I get stuff like that. So yeah, that's
it's okay.
welcome to my world.
It's retarded. With it. It's gay, it's retarded. And I'm not going to stop saying those words. Because we all know implied meaning. They don't mean anything.
Yep.
It's exhausting. And that's the thing too with this culture. It's like it's exhausting to have to constantly be like, is that gonna offend anything? It's like I can't.
It'll offend someone always.
Somewhere. And who cares?
And who was it? Was it Kristen Wiig or somebody? There's a little quote that came out. I forget who it was. It said something to the effect of it's very dangerous to want everyone to like your work.
Oh boy, it's the death
if
of
you're because like if you're in the creative, if your job is to create, it's very dangerous for you to care what other people think. I think that's what it was.
Well, can I tell you
I'm probably
that
butchering
the show And Just Like That fell victim to that very problem.
I never watched it. And Just Like That. Oh, the Sex
Do
and the
you
City.
even claim to be a Sex and the
Well,
City
the reason
fan?
I forgot what it was called because I don't want to watch it because my friends have these like love-hate thoughts about it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what
and
I
they say
hate.
it's too woke.
It's so woke, and this is the problem. I
Because
think.
isn't Charlotte like?
Stop! Don't even get me started.
Because like she feels like she has to have friends of all these different races in order to be like a real person.
No, she makes her first black friend. It's the super. It's listen.
What?
It's so.
She lives in New York.
That's what I said. It's so. They're all these incompetent.
And she's what, like 50 something?
Twits. Yeah, they're depressed.
Christ. I
But
can't.
I think the problem is they created this show from the outside in. Just what you're saying.
Yeah.
We have to address the fact that there's no diversity. Okay, so we're going to make it extra diverse. We have to address the fact that there was a pandemic. We're going to overcorrect. We're going to address the fact that there's poly, bi, non-binaries. It's like it completely...
Well, it's not Sex and the City then.
Yeah.
Call it something else. Have a whole different show with different people.
Because
all of us are about our age.
Yeah.
And we think it's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
That's why I haven't watched it. That's why I was like, what's it called? Because I've been like, la la la. Because I don't need another movie number 2. Trash.
You're going to be so upset.
That's why I can't watch it.
Don't do it.
My friends are like, please, I want to talk to you about it. And I'm like, I'm upset about enough things. I'll talk to you about something else I'm upset about.
Girl, don't do it. I wasn't going to do it. You know that?
Yeah, it's
don't
like,
do it.
Girl, don't do it. Yeah. It's not worth it.
I did it.
I did it. Or no, she's like, I'm not going to do it. I was just thinking about it. I'm not going to do it. I did it. Yeah, I did a TikTok way back in the day about like when I tell my patients not to reach out to that toxic ex again. They're like, girl, I'm not going to. I'm like, girl, don't do it. I'm not going to do it. I did it. Always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Oh, there's a good movie I saw on Netflix called Thanks for Sharing about addiction and recovery. And it's with Gwyneth Paltrow. And I like the guy that's in it too. He's so cute. It was good. I enjoyed this movie.
Is it an old movie? 2012. I was like, I feel like I remember when it came out. I don't know if I've watched it, but
it's good. It's about, listen, I don't think you need to.
I used to love Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, he's great. You don't have to be an addict to relate to the theme of trying to be better and do better and like, you know, everyone's got emotional stuff. And
we've all got our own bullshit, right? It's like, yeah. It's just.
So sorry.
No,
before we go on, I want to talk about this eating disordered stuff. Right. So it's the preoccupation with, and then, blah, blah, blah. So how do you treat the eating? Because that's you have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's more about, from my perspective, it's more about why it exists. So eating disorders people think, oh, it's vanity. You just want to look. No. It's anxiety. It's trauma. It's something else happening. And we don't have coping skills that are helpful. So we control the only thing we can ourselves, our body, what we eat, right? Especially when we're children, because children have even less control. But if you don't eat or you overeat, do you know what I mean? Like an old colleague of mine, it was a psychiatrist I worked with forever. her daughter had binge eating disorder from a young age, and she couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Essentially, like they did their best. Parents always do whatever, even if it's trash. But they were actually trying to get her help, and she'd been in treatment and stuff. But her mom forever would go into her room to like vacuum and stuff, and run into like a shitload of like wrappers and because she was just hoarding food and eating it at night because she didn't know why she was gaining weight or what was happening. And she's like, we've been trying to eat her, feed her balanced meals and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's more about the reason behind it.
The anxiety.
So yeah, the anxiety that you can't control, or you have panic attacks. You don't know how to soothe your system. We're wired for sucking and swallowing, which think of it, breastfeeding a baby, bottle feeding.
Yep.
That hits our vagus nerve, calms our nervous system down. So eating calms our nervous system down.
For me, it was smoking. I would smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's the biggest.
Yeah. Well, then hand to mouth. Then a lot of people, when you quit smoking, you gain
it.
weight because then you're still doing hand to mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's really more about the reason behind it. And everyone's reason is going to be a little bit different, but trauma is probably the most common.
Yeah. It's always about feeling those feelings.
Fucking feelings, man.
Feel those goddamn dumb feelings.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, people worry that a feeling's going to last forever.
Yes.
No. Honestly, if you give into it and allow it, maybe a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're on to another one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting, right? If you just surrender to whatever it is.
Yeah. Like if you let
it's
yourself
just
cry,
easier.
you think, I'm going to cry all day. But after a couple minutes, you're like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm
done.
Yeah. That's all I can do for right now.
Yeah. It's kind of like parenthood. When you surrender to the suffering, you're like, I'm fucking cooked right now. Instead of fighting it.
Yeah.
I can do this. Oh, we have to follow up. There's this old Texan guy that calls in. He's my favorite. Can we play the old Texan guy follow up? And what is his fucking name? The old Texan.
I think Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so good.
Does he have a good accent?
So listen, how do you say the word Crayon?
Oh, crayon? Was that good or bad?
That was good.
That's not what Google says, and that's not what I say.
You say crayon?
Aren't you Canadian?
No, I'm
British?
from Washington. You say crayon?
It's crayon.
Crayon.
Look at Google.
Well, it has, I think Google's like Kray or something is like the phonetic. So it's like crayon.
Yeah, listen.
Crayon.
Crayon.
Oh, and then how do the Brits say it?
Crayon.
Listen, you guys are saying it the Queen's
Crayon.
way. Yeah.
Crayon.
You guys are saying crayon. You guys are saying it the Queen's way.
Crayon.
Welcome to America, Jack. We say crayon.
Crayon.
All right, let's see what the old Texan Jack has to say. He
Hey, mommies in the booth, boys. This is Jack the Old
I
Texan.
love it.
I have a small point of personal privilege in Christina's defense. The word is pronounced crayon, just like proton, tampon, or neon.
What's up, Jack?
Unless, of course, you're a moron. Bye-bye.
But he's so good.
Killed it.
Killed it.
Jackie just crushed it with that voicemail, homie.
So good.
He goes, point of personal privilege.
I love it. He sounds like a lot of my family members, that kind of voice.
I like that.
Isn't that funny?
I wish I was related to a guy like Jack. I like that. I am, but they're Hungarians. It's like the
it's a little
same
different.
mentality.
Yeah.
But just different accents.
Yeah, the voice is just different.
It's hard to imagine, but spring is almost here. We are so close to feeling that soft grass under our feet. But first, we need to get our lawn back. And thankfully, Sunday gets your lawn growing and helps to keep it healthy all season long. Worried about all the chemicals you're using to keep your yard looking its best? Traditional lawn care lays down 90 million pounds of pesticides each year. But Sunday is different. They're on a mission to change how people care for their yards. Most of us might not think about our lawns in the winter, but this is the time to prep for this year. You're probably thinking you have so much work to do to get it green and healthy again, but Sunday does all the work for you. You know what I love about Sunday? We had a huge spot on our lawn because the kids put their inflatable jumperoonie on there. I'm telling you, use Sunday. It's made with natural ingredients. Fixed it right up. So here's what you're going to do. Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. Full seasons plans start at just $119, and you can get 20% off when you visit getsunday.com/WMMA20 at checkout. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/WMMA20. OMG. I love Thrive's Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. I promise you, I'm wearing it right now. I have used so many mascaras and I am absolutely hooked on Thrive because, you know, when you're going at the end of the night, you wash your face and usually the mascara just goes all down. Not with Thrive. You can literally, you just kind of wash it off. It's so much easier. It's their best product. It has more than 15,000 5-star reviews. It's ultra lengthening, eye-opening mascara. Lasts all day without clumping, smudging, or flaking. I'm telling you, I've been buying. They've sent me like a free tube in the beginning, and I keep buying them. I love it. Easy removal. Tubing formula slides right off with warm water and a washcloth. No soap required, which is great. I love it for that very reason. And for every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates to help women thrive. Women emerging from homelessness, surviving domestic abuse, fighting cancer, and more. Now is a great time to try Thrive Cosmetics for yourself. Right now, you can get 15% off your first order when you visit thrivecosmetics.com/mom. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/mom for 15% off your first order. I'm not very, what's the word? Introspective. I'm Camilla Parker Bowles. God, I wish I could be like Camilla Parker.
I know, and just not give any fucks
about myself. Like for someone to say she's not particularly introspective is really code for she's a bit of a ding dong.
She's an idiot.
Yeah,
and we like that about her.
Yeah.
She doesn't ask too many questions.
That is wild.
She doesn't ruffle a lot of feathers.
That is such a weird thing to write. I love that.
It's just so funny because there are those people that are like that, aren't very introspective, kind of ditzy maybe.
Oh, I know a lot of them.
I know a lot of them too. And it's funny because I've always wished I had a little bit more of that because I'm like way too introspective.
I'm neurotic as
like,
can be,
yeah, it makes my life harder. I make my life harder.
I know. And then there's friends you have where you're like, could you just fucking think about it?
I know. Or like,
can you shut the fuck up? Like, you've been telling me the same problem for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are those people.
Do something different, bro. Think about it.
Yeah.
But are they capable?
I mean, we're all capable. We have to have the desire. I think that's what.
Desire.
Like to want to be better
change.
Or to change. Because that's the hardest part.
So what's the catalyst to people wanting to change usually, in your opinion?
It depends on the person and the level of this, but it's some version of my life is in shambles. But everybody has different tolerance. So like if I keep doing the same thing and like my life is like on fire, like I can't pay my bills or everybody's left me
on fire.
Some people need it like real bottom barrel, like I'm in prison or something, you know?
I mean, because I've known people my whole life who you're like, surely this will lead to.
Oh, no, that's not.
Surely this will.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This time. You think they've reached the bottom? Oh, no. They're like 4 levels underground.
Yeah.
So
so their tolerance for suffering, in a sense, is great.
Much greater than yours or mine.
Yeah. Because I get uncomfortable and I'm like, let's fix this. I don't want this.
Same.
I don't like it.
I remember, this was like years ago, but I'm sure you went through this too, but there was a period in my life where I was like outgrowing some relationships.
Yeah.
And like finding new ones that were like more in the line that I was growing. Not that the other people were like terrible. It's just like we have different goals.
Yeah.
And I lost 2 friends in the span of like, let's say 3 years. And I was like, what am I doing? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Like considering myself. And after giving it time and talking with my therapist about it, I was like, no, I don't think it's really me or versus them. It's just like, it doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work.
It wasn't, that was like for that period and bye, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But then sometimes those people won't let you go.
There are those. I have one of those.
I have a few.
But I just like.
Change your phone
never
number?
available.
Oh.
Yeah. Change your phone number. Don't pick up. You ghost. Because it's like you can only tell them so many times, or you know.
Oh, sorry, but I wrote this down because I wanted to ask you about this. I had an acquaintance that did have an anorexia, and oh gosh, and I finally put it together after years and years when we'd go out to dinner together, and she would drink a lot of alcohol, take 2 bites of the dinner, and then I'm so full. Wasn't this amazing? And she's the type that would put the the picture of herself eating the meal on Instagram a lot. It's always like, so I'm eating this big cheeseburger. Like, no, you're taking a picture with you and the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You're not actually.
This is a photo op, not a meal.
Right. And I found that those people are usually the ones with the problem with the eating. If it's like, and you're like, you're not. But I remember one time, so apropos.
She was probably emotionally full.
Oh, yeah. Probably she was having dinner with me. She's like, I've had enough. Bitch.
No, you're fun to have. Also,
She's
you
like,
try to feed people when you eat with them.
of
You're
course,
like my grandma.
I'm a feeder.
You're like, Katie, have more of this. And before I can even say anything, it's already happening.
I'm a pusher, Katie.
It's fun. I love it. I love that about you.
What's them called? Mean Girl. I'm a pusher. So anyway, so at one point she'd gotten down to 90 pounds, she said. Mm-hmm. And I go, and that's interesting. And because I remember I finally got her to admit, she's like, yes, I calorie restrict. She said, I restrict my calories. And I was like, oh, that's code for I don't eat.
I'm anorexic. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, cool. And I go, I was just trying to understand it. And she's like, yeah, at one point I was down to 90 pounds at my wedding. And I was like, wow. And I was like, and she goes, yeah, but the thing is, nobody said anything. Everybody just told me how good I looked. Everyone was like, you look so good. Like, why? Nobody complains about it. And the other night I only ate, this for dinner, and nobody said anything. And I was like, well, but the logic being, I have this problem. Nobody's intervening. Nobody's helping me. Like,
I'm not important. I'm not valued. Nobody sees me. She probably was emotionally neglected as a kid. Would be my guess.
Sure. Yeah. She's friends with me. Yeah.
So she's like trying to silently scream.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was funny because when she said that, I to this day, it's this conversation, I had it a decade ago, and it's haunted me. Those words of like, everyone said I look good, and nobody did anything. But on my other hand, I was like, yeah, but you're an adult. Whose job is it to rescue you?
It's her job.
Yeah.
She
wasn't a kid. She was not. She was a 30-year-old.
And it's her job, period.
Yeah.
But her way of interacting with life, I think, is always, I need someone to notice me because I don't think I'm valuable. So it's really, her work would be on that part in therapy.
Feeling intrinsically valuable without the external validation.
Yeah,
but everybody works on that.
Totally. But noticing herself talk about it and like finding other ways to cope with feeling that way. Or how about this? How about communicating to her spouse or her friends like, hey, last week when you canceled lunch last minute, it was really hard for me. And I understand you didn't do it on purpose. I just need to communicate to you that stuff is triggering for me. You
know what's interesting? Actually, this person, I think it came around motherhood with her, because I think what happens when you become a mom is like your life is reduced to staying in the house for the most part and
go for a while.
Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, even, little kids, their interests are just
it's so limited and
mundane,
and you can't take them out for a long time, to sit down with people because they need to move and
so your life becomes very like, I wipe asses, I wipe noses, I take care, I make macaroni and cheese, I say goodnight, and it's all very important stuff. It's very important stuff.
Well, someone else is relying on you to live.
Yes, and if I do these things well today, it's going to build them this nice foundation. Yeah. Pay now or pay later is what they say with parenthood.
It's true.
Pay now or pay later. And I know what I'm doing is important shit, even though it doesn't feel important. But the external, you don't get that external validation from the world. I don't get applauded at the end of the night when I've spent
they're not like, thank you so much, mommy.
Yeah, there's no standing ovation at the end of that fucking 12-hour shift.
No.
So
got to get up tomorrow and do another one.
But I understand why women act out. You know what I mean? Like, could that have been a reaction to not feeling seen, heard, validated?
Could be that. Could be a lot of things. It could also just be a reminder of her childhood. A lot of people, when they have children, then remember what it was like when they were kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And can go right back into that zone of like a trauma response.
Oh, yeah.
Or then you can become like your parents are neglectful, so you're helicopter parenting.
Yeah, too much.
We can do that. So it could have been, definitely could have been that.
Jeez.
Also, I think having your body taken over by a being.
So weird.
And feeling out of control. because you aren't in control, right? You're going to retain water. This is going to feel weird. This is going to happen. Nobody talks about all the bad shit that goes on. There's like, it's beautiful. You get to birth. And my friends are like, you have no idea what happens to your body. Nobody tells
wild.
you. But it's, that could have also triggered it too.
Well, it's funny because even when I broke my ankle and they're like, was that hard? I'm like,
I know. I remember you were like, look at this.
Yeah.
You're like pointing your toe. I was like, Christina, it's still got stitches. It looks very
meaty.
A lot.
My meat stick. I was like, nah, I'm walking. I don't care.
Yep.
Because it was nothing compared to being pregnant twice and giving birth twice. Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
Well, much shorter term, first of all.
8 weeks. Oh, I can't do anything for 8 weeks. Boo fucking him.
It was nice. We got to hang out a lot.
It was the best. Came over.
You were like, I'm stuck at home.
Yeah.
On my scoot.
On my scoot. How embarrassing. I gave that scoot away.
I saw.
Yeah.
That was it was a fancy scoot. She had all
decked her
sorts of,
out. Let's do some Pozzitsky effects.
Okay.
I love to leave on a positive, life-affirming note. We have 6 voicemails.
Pozzitsky effect.
Thank you.
Hi, Mommy, and hi, Booth Boys. My name is Olivia, and I'm calling with the Pozzitsky effect.
Okay.
I just had, I'm sitting here putting lotion on my hands and just hurting. All my fingers are throbbing, and it's winter, and my fingers are bleeding and cracked on the cuticles. And I just realized that I don't have to cut my fingernails as fucking short as humanly possible every time I cut my nails. I can just trim them sort of short and then trim them again when they get long again because I always can have a pair of nail clippers by me and I don't need to treat it like it's some fucking life or death situation. So yeah, I'm super excited about that and I feel absolutely retarded. Thanks, Mommy. Bye. Love everything you do.
I think I do the same thing she does because like mine are real short.
Sean does that.
And I'm like, wait.
And then you like will do something it like pulls away. You're like, aye. Like as
I'm
if
such a fucking idiot.
Hey, everybody does stuff like that.
I can trim it whenever it's just right. There's no shortage of nail
I know. It's not like it's the end of the world and this is the last time you get to cut your nails. Hey, we learn something new every day. Don't cut your nails so short.
Oh my God. Dude.
But I don't like dirty nails. I think that's why I like them
No.
short. Because if nothing grosses me out more than like black under people's fingernails. I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't like, I have paint on my nails today, but like fake nails cannot do those. My husband calls them bacteria claws.
They are.
Because he's like, explain to me
gross.
how you could really clean under there. I'm like, I have no idea.
You know, every time I've had long nails, that's all they do is collect dirt. And I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
that's why I like them clean. So I,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, play another one. That's super funny.
Hi, Christina and the Booth Boys. This is Matt calling from Chicago. I have a Pozzitsky effect. Growing up, my whole family was lactose intolerant except for me, so we never had milk in the house. And all my friends would make fun of me because I'd be like so fucking pumped to drink milk at their house. Anyway, it took me until my senior year of college to realize that I can just buy milk whenever I fucking want. So, if I'm having a hankering, I'll just go buy a gallon and drink a whole pint glass of it, and it makes my whole day. Anyway, say hi to Tommy Buns and the Booth Boys. I love you guys so much. Thanks. Bye.
Isn't it funny how you like, as an adult, it takes you a while to realize you're an adult?
Yeah.
Like, it was so funny. The other night, Sean, it was like Saturday night, and I had a cocktail or whatever. And Sean was like, well, do you want to have another one? It's Saturday or whatever. And I was like, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I can have a cocktail any fucking time I want.
Do what you want.
But I'm tired right now, so I'm going to go to bed, But he was like, we should stay up. It's Saturday night.
You gotta do
I
it.
was like,
You gotta do the rules.
do it again tomorrow if you really want.
You can do it any night.
Any night you want.
That's why I never understand these big drinking holidays.
I know.
It's like, bro, you can get ripped
Anytime you want.
all times or times. You can get ripped. You can get
Yep.
ripped right now. You don't need to fucking wait for St. Patrick's Day,
All right?
dummy.
I know. Who wants to drink green beer anyway?
Let me tell you something. I had a Pozzitsky effect. I was eating a late night snack and I was cutting vegetables.
Wow,
Okay.
You're so healthy.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't eat a lot at night because
That's better.
that sticks on
That's
you.
a danger.
Yeah, danger zone. So if I'm snacky, I have some veg, some turkey slices,
Some hummus.
hummus. So I says to myself, self, you're eating carrots, you're eating cucumbers. These are boring fucking things. Why don't you cut them up nice for yourself? Why don't you
Ooh.
cut them in
Did
fun
you make
shape?
them all like fancy?
I'm not even there.
Oh.
But I just cut the baby carrot up into halvesies.
Fancy.
Now it feels like I'm having a crudité, like a
you're
professional.
fancy.
Yeah. And then the cucumber, instead of just slice.
Did you at
Yeah.
an angle?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It is like crudité.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, like you can make this boring event feel special.
Yeah.
And feel like you're taking pride.
Treating yourself a little bit.
God,
Yeah.
how pathetic my life is.
Sometimes you got to zhuzh it up. You got to treat yourself a little.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And it looks
So
different different nights, but that night it was cucumber
that
and
night,
carrot.
Hey, I know. Yeah, that's the glamour of being a mom.
You
That's the
know?
truth. I remember I was in New York City. You came to see my special
did.
taping.
It was
You're
so
such a good friend.
It was so exciting. We were so excited to be there.
So exciting to see you there.
And
it was
you
so
looked
nice.
so good.
Well, don't tell them what
I
wore.
won't,
That's
but it
sick
was
rock.
good.
But I remember getting my makeup done for hours and hours, sitting in the chair. And I, at one point, I turned to everybody in the room and I go, in 12 hours, I will be at home leading a very different life.
Oh, totally. Goes from like glamour to like blowing your nose in your hand.
Yeah. I'm like, this is the illusion. This is not my regular gig anymore. So,
It was cool though.
yeah, good times.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
really
one
good.
more.
It was
Pozzitsky
cold
effect.
there.
Cold as fucking
Holy shit.
dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. All right,
Hey,
one more.
Crystal. I kind of have I don't know if this is a mom hack or a Pozzitsky effect, probably a Pozzitsky effect, but my old white grandparents visited this weekend, and I finally realized that I can just be like, I don't want to talk to you about things anymore. They're very like Fox News, that whole thing. And
That whole
like,
thing.
it's just exhausting to talk about anything with them. So when all that starts, I can literally just be like, I don't want to talk about this, and
Yeah.
leave the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
been really freeing. Bye, Jean.
That's amazing advice.
Yeah. I was listening to Dr. Laura. I love her because
Oh,
she's
I love
so
Dr. Laura.
curmudgeon-y now.
Oh, she's the best.
She's like, no, you're lying. What do you mean? You guys have to listen to Dr.
I mean,
Laura.
she's been doing it for how long? She's like, I've heard it all.
She knows exactly.
Uh.
Two words in, she's like, my husband. All right, here's what you're gonna do. It's so good. You guys listen to her podcast. You have to pay. It's behind a paywall.
Oh, is it now?
It is worth every. Mom's listening to this shit. She's such a bitch, dude. It's so funny.
Sometimes you need somebody to just be like, shut the fuck up.
100%. So that's why I listen to her. I don't agree with everything she says, but it's fucking fascinating. So anyway, she said, so a caller had the same thing, right? I have this annoying grandma. She talks about bullshit. I want to hear it. She goes, do you know what an amoeba is? A single-celled creature. Did you know that amoebas, when they don't want to be a part of something, will just move away? All you have to do is move away. And I
It's
was
a
like,
single-celled organism can make that choice. I think you can too.
that was what she said to her.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, that's pretty good. So,
Yeah.
you don't have to have conversations with
That you
people.
don't want to have. No, you're an adult. You can buy your own milk whenever you want. You can have a cocktail, get blasted on a Tuesday if you want. You can stay up late, and you can also not talk to people you don't like. Yeah, but it's funny. We're so polite, especially family guilt. And my husband's like Catholic, from a Catholic family, so like the Catholic guilt,
Yeah.
it's bullshit. So you put up with so much trash for so long, when in reality you can just say, I don't want to talk about that.
Right, or with family, it's tricky, because they have a tendency to boundary step more than other people, right?
Yeah.
So it is harder to keep up those things.
A great way to
don't
change,
do that.
to stop a bad conversation
Yeah.
is to ask them about themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves to talk about themselves. So they'll just be like, oh, me. I won't talk about politics, but now I'm going to tell you all about my new skincare regime or whatever the fuck, the gardening that I've been doing.
Let me tell you what I learned with my mother-in-law.
Ooh,
This
tell
is
me.
top secret. I'll give it out to you guys.
Top secret.
So what I figured out, it was what you're saying. Just get them to talk about themselves. I go and I buy her Pinot Grigio.
Oh, perfect.
Fridge is stocked.
Perfect.
Panettone stocked.
Oh, panettone.
She loves that shit.
I can't stand it. Sean
No, it's
loves
disgusting.
it. It's horrible.
It's disgusting.
It's like dry fruit bread.
There's like gummy bears and bread.
It's gross.
It's fucking gross.
It's like fruitcake, but
Yeah,
like
it's nasty as shit.
fancy fruitcake.
And Starburst, I get her all her treats.
Oh.
And then I just let her talk. Get her ripped.
Yep, ripped off the Pinot Grigio.
Get fucking faded, bro, and just talk.
Yeah.
You just gotta let people do them.
Well, they just like to talk about themselves, so just let that roll. And that saves you from all the other conversations you don't want to have.
I know.
And if they start going into your zone, just be like, Wait, tell me more about how great you were at that job you had 40 years ago. Tell me more about that. Thanks.
Oh, God.
You know,
painful. All
it's
right.
painful.
I'm so thankful that you came today.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you.
I think you're amazing. Buy her book, Traumatized. Are you okay? Where should people buy it?
It doesn't matter. Amazon's easy. It delivers to your house really quickly. But they have it at Target and
Target. I like that you have observed me enough now that you're like, you're not very clean. We've learned that.
Mm-hmm. I like that about you, though.
I don't care.
There's no pretension. Nobody likes pretentious people.
No pretension.
I think that's why we get along.
Oh, yeah. There's no
Easy peasy.
bullshit.
Yeah.
And you know what, too? I've learned that the secret to, I think it's to charisma, I heard this on some class I took, was to acknowledge your flaws so that when someone else points them out to you or says something, it doesn't inflame you and catch you off guard. So if you know, yeah, I'm a fucking pig. I blow my nose into my hand. I know, I've told you this about.
Now I know. I won't shake your hand, but I wouldn't do that anyway. I'd just hug you and just get into it.
Right. But isn't that the secret sauce is you know what you know your flaws. So when someone else points them out, you're not like, what?
Yeah. Well, that's introspection.
Oh, Camilla's not doing that.
No, she could really inflame her. Maybe she'd probably be like, what?
She wouldn't care.
No.
It would just bounce right off of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy calls her, I want to be in your tampon. And she's like, that's a lovely idea.
Well, wonderful.
That was fun role playing with you.
we were so good.
Let's do a scene next. Let's do another scene next time.
End scene.
Acting. Thank you so much. I adore you. You're the best. Check out Katie's stuff on YouTube. Subscribe to her channel. She really is such a valuable resource to every human being and so easy to understand too. You do yourself a favor. Look that shit up, bro. All right. Leave me a voicemail, 213-375-5184, wheremymomsat@gmail.com. Jack, leave me another voicemail, bro. You're my favorite.
I know.
That guy's
so
the
good.
shit.
So good.
Yo. All right. Until next time, stay cool, moms. Bye.
Bye.
Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where my mom